Joan Baez is one of the most influential figures in folk music and activism. Known for her ethereal voice and passionate social activism, Baez has spent more than 6 decades shaping the cultural landscape with her music and commitment to justice. Her journey from a young folk singer to a global icon is a testament to the power of music as a tool for change and her unwavering dedication to peace, civil rights, and social equality. Born on January 9, 1941, in Staten Island, New York, Joan Baez was raised in a family deeply engaged in intellectual and social causes. Her father, Albert Baez, was a physicist who contributed to the development of the X-ray, and her mother, a well-educated and politically active woman, encouraged Joan's early interest in music. Baez began singing at a young age, influenced by the music of her upbringing, which included classical music and folk traditions. By the time she was a teenager, she was already writing songs and performing at local coffee houses in the Boston area. In 1959, Joan moved to Cambridge, Massachusetts, where she immersed herself in the vibrant folk music scene. It was there that she attracted the attention of music producer and manager Albert Grossman, who recognized her incredible potential and helped her secure a record deal with Vanguard Records. In 1960, at the age of 19, Baez released her self-titled debut album, which was met with critical acclaim. Her hauntingly pure voice, paired with her earnest delivery of traditional folk songs, quickly earned her recognition as one of the premier voices of the folk movement. Baez's early career was marked by a series of successful albums, including Joan Baez, Vol. 2, 1961, Joan Baez in Concert, 1962, and In Concert, Part 2, 1963. These albums featured a mix of traditional folk songs, ballads, and protest songs, establishing her as a leading figure in the folk genre. As her popularity grew, so did her commitment to social and political causes. In the early 1960s, Baez became involved in the civil rights movement, participating in marches, rallies, and sit-ins alongside leaders like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Her music became an anthem for the civil rights struggle, with songs like We Shall Overcome and Birmingham Sunday expressing solidarity with the fight for racial equality. As the 1960s progressed, Joan Baez became known not only for her music, but also for her strong political voice. Her participation in anti-war protests, particularly in opposition to the Vietnam War, was one of the defining features of her career. Baez was arrested multiple times for her activism and use of civil disobedience, and her songs, like Where Have All the Flowers Gone and The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down, became synonymous with the anti-war movement. Her involvement in these causes, combined with her relationship with fellow activist and singer Bob Dylan, solidified her status as a leading figure in both the folk music scene and the broader protest movement. Baez's music continued to evolve over the years, reflecting her personal experiences and changing social climate. While her early work was rooted in traditional folk, her albums in the 1970s and beyond incorporated elements of rock, country, and pop. Her relationship with Dylan, who she had a brief romance with, also influenced her music. While she initially focused on singing others' songs, Baez later began to write more of her own material, adding a deeply personal touch to her albums. In the 1970s, her albums like Diamonds and Rust, 1975, and From Every Stage, 1976, showcased her ability to blend personal reflection with political commentary. Joan Baez's influence extended beyond her music as she continued to be a voice for social change. Throughout her career, she spoke out on issues like women's rights, LGBTQ+ rights, and environmental justice, using her platform to advocate for marginalized communities. In addition to her music and activism, Baez's commitment to peace remained central to her public life, as she took part in numerous peacekeeping missions and organizations. Despite the changing musical landscape in the 1980s and 1990s, Baez remained a relevant force in music and activism. Her albums during this time, such as Speaking of Dreams, 1989, and Play Me Backwards, 1992, were met with critical praise, though they saw less commercial success. Nevertheless, Baez continued to tour extensively, performing for audiences who still cherished her unique voice and her commitment to social justice. Her annual concerts were a celebration of both her personal journey and the ongoing fight for peace. In the 21st century, Baez's legacy has only grown. In 2009, she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and in 2018, she released her final studio album, Whistle Down the Wind, which garnered praise for its poignant reflections on her career and activism. Joan Baez's ability to inspire through her music and words has made her one of the most enduring artists of her generation. Throughout her 6-decade career, Joan Baez has shown us the power of music, not only as entertainment, but as a vehicle for social change. Her commitment to using her voice for justice has made her a trailblazer in both the folk genre and the activist world. From her early days singing in coffee houses to her role as an ambassador for peace, Baez's legacy remains a shining example of the intersection between art and activism.